Looks like they're getting ready to start. They're going to select the ball, maybe determine who's going to serve, and whoever wins the serve, or whoever wins the choice of serve or return will be able to determine whether they want side or serve or return, and right after that we'll get ready to start. So we're just a minute or two away from the finals, and it looks like it's been determined. So looks like our colorful Brits are going to start this off. We've got Louis Laville, who looks like is going to start this match, and here we go. We've got an error to start the game out on Louis' part. That's one of the rarities, and it's immediately side out, and it's Andre to serve, cross court, and another error. So it's 0-0, second server. Return to the middle. Good depth causes a forced error. Anthony kept that ball deep, and Andreas wasn't able to get the ball up over the net and dropped into the no volley zone. Serve, nice slice return. Nice dink. Maybe a little nervous for this final. Everybody's making a few rare and uncharacteristic unforced errors. They're going to get warmed up and get into the groove of this match. Everybody's dinking right now. Nice cross-court dink from Will as well as Louis. They're both very good backhand dinks. Louis picks up the speed, and immediately they're ready for it. Andreas got good hands, getting ready to defend that. It's a great exchange. Back to Dinkin. They reset the ball. They're going to dink, develop some patience till they see an opportunity, and somebody's going to speed the ball up. Let's see which team speeds it up. There it is. And that's the classic thing that happens. Whoever speeds it up, typically, if they don't hit a winner on that first ball at this level, the opponent is going to be in a position to hit down on that shot and win the point. And that's exactly what happened. That ball's a little bit too high for the third shot, and that's an easy put away for Anthony. He used his height and his power to drive that ball down, and there's nothing that Will could do. So we're still at 0-0, second serve. Good return to Will's backhand. We're going down the line, cross court. Anthony is a lefty, so we got a forehand from Anthony to a backhand on Will, and there is a inside-out shot. Not quite certain what the call was on that. It was close to the line. Looks like they called it out. So we're still at 0-0. First service, Will to serve to Louis. Good patience by both players. Up. As soon as I said that, Anthony pulled the trigger and the ball was low. When the ball's low like that, you're at a disadvantage. You've got to get that ball over the net. So if you do anything from a technical standpoint incorrectly, you're going to hit the ball into the net, which is exactly what Anthony has done 2 times now. So Will and Andreas jump out to a 3-0 lead. That's just wide. I played against both against Will and Andreas, and Will likes that drive down to the forehand side. He hit a couple of really good ones against Steve Peranto and I for winning points, and that one was just a little wide. So we're back to Dinkin, and we've got again now Louis sped the ball up, and it was answered immediately by Will. So again, statistics are being shown that whoever speeds it up, if you don't win that first exchange, you're going to end up losing a point. And I think that our Brits are getting a little anxious. They're pulling the trigger too soon, They need to settle down. Settle down, get a little bit more patient with their dinking. Score is 3-0 right now. Andreas to serve to Louis. Nice third shot drop. It's a good dink. Another nice angle dink. Good defense on that exchange. They worked their way back up. That's not going to do it. Nice play by Anthony and all the other guys on that point. There was some good, hard exchange of reflex volleys and resets back to dinking, and then waiting for the ball to be high enough to put away. Nice slice return. That slice return creates an error on Andreas. So it's side out. All right, our colorful Brits need to get on the board here. It's 0-3 on Louis serving. We've got oh boy. Will just reached in, used his length. There was a little bit of an opening, and I just mean a little bit of an opening in the middle, and that length on Will was able to create a slight opening for him to be able to put the ball down for a winner. So we're at 0-3 second server. Louis is just using his power and his attacking to get into that point, but unfortunately Anthony just drove that ball a little bit long. So we're at 3-0 side out. Nice. Back to dinking. Let's see if the Brits can just keep a little bit more patient. Don't speed up the ball too soon. Well, they stayed patient, but unfortunately Anthony made a error, uncharacteristic error. Got to get focused here. That ball's too high, and that ball is not going to cut it. That lob was short and an easy put away for Louis. So we're at 4-0 second server. Anthony's trying to fool him by going down the line, and Andreas is ready every single time. He's got to stay more patient. He's getting too anxious trying to end the point with a winner. That's something he's going to learn the more tournaments he plays with better players, that you've got to be patient. At the highest level, you're going to see 30, 40 ball rallies all the time. And there's the same thing. You know, these guys got some nice deceiving shots, but at the high level, those shots aren't going to work. And immediately, Louis was ready for it and just put that ball away. So let's see if they can get on the board here. It's 0-5. A third shot was a little short, so that's an unforced error. They got to get the ball up into over the net and into the no volley zone line so they can get up and take away the advantage that the opposing team has. And there, finally, an error by Will. He was trying to keep that team back, but unfortunately, the ball went out. So we're at 1-5-2. Good dinking going on. Cross-court exchange between Louis and Will. They've got to stay patient. They're down on this. And again, Louis pulls the trigger too soon. See, the problem is that Louis is used to playing here in the UK where he doesn't see a lot of other 5-0 players. So those shots work all the time for winners. But here, when he's got some high-level competition in this English Open final, they're ready for it. Got to stay more patient, and he's got to wait until that ball pops up rather than trying to force the winner. So we're now at 6-1. This is 1 game to 15, win by 2. Will's changing it up a little bit with some power. Now they're back to dinking. Everybody's up at the no volley zone line. Again, we've got to stay patient. Will using his length. That time, again, Louis went for a winner, and it worked that time because Andreas was ready, but he was a little late hitting the ball, and the ball just pushed wide. So we're at 6-1 second server. Again, a nice drive. Will came over to poach and put that ball away, but Anthony did a great job of keeping the ball away from him so he couldn't poach and hit the winner. Back to dinking again. Cross-court dinking. That's a little high. Yep. That's what they got to do. They've got to be patient. Wait for that ball to come up and then go put the ball away. Don't start by going on the attack where the ball's below the net and you're giving the advantage to your opponent. That's great hustle. Just missed. That was great foot speed by Louis. Went around the post, but that ball just went a little bit long. So we're at 1-6 second serve. There's a freebie. Will tried to do a slice forehand return, and the ball went into the net. So 2-6. Another careless error on Will. We're at 3-6. The Brits are getting back into this match. There we go. That one was more at the body, and the body is going to be a little bit more of an effective shot because it's a tougher shot for Andreas to get to. Looks like the serve might have been out, so we're at 6-4. First serve. That ball looked like that ball was out, but they played it, so maybe that was in. I couldn't see it good enough. Good return. Nice third shot. And Andreas pulls the trigger for a winner. 7-4. Will with a nice serve. There's his third shot. He goes cross court. They've set up a dink rally, and now they're going back and forth. Dink, cross court. Backhand to forehand. That's a nice shot. Anthony's staying a lot more patient now, which is exactly what he's got to do. Stay focused and patient. Well, they've gone to 8, so they're going to switch sides. This is 1 game to 15, win by 2. Switching sides at 8. Getting a quick drink of water, and then we'll be right back to action. That's trouble. That ball just popped up a little too high. So should be side out, and we're now at 4-8. Excuse me, 8-4. No, 4-8. That was right the first time. 4-8. We've got a nice little dink rally going. All 4 players are participating, and now we're getting isolated to just Louis and Will. Cross court. Again, Louis pulled the trigger early, but that one worked for him. So we're at 5-8. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Louis is just going to try to be the aggressor. We'll see how it works out. Nice cross-court rally again. Those balls are nice and low and close to the net. It's going to be hard for anybody to pull the trigger on any of these shots. That's a little high. Now they're showing great patience. Nobody's trying to pull the trigger too soon. Look out. Yep, I saw that one coming. All that ball did is come up about 2 inches too high, and Louis immediately jumped all over it. So that opportunity worked out for him, and now it is 6-8. They've got a little bit of a roll going on right now. Wow, look at that action. Super fast, quick volley exchange. Back to a reset and a dink, and unfortunately the error. So we're at our second server. Anthony to serve to Will. Return to Will. Return to Anthony. That ball sails wide by Andreas, and it's a point. So the Brits are crawling back into this game. It is now 7-8. Too bad. Unforced error into the net. So they need to stop them right away in order to try to get the serve back so that they can get some points. Backhand exchange again. That takes it to 9-7. Again, Louis being the aggressor. Second server, 9-7-2. And that's a little short, so it's an unforced error, and the serve goes back to the Brits, our colorful Brits in matching outfits. 7-9. Oh, that hurt. Got to get that third shot over the net. Give yourself a chance to get into the point. So it's 7-9, second serve. Louis serving to Andreas. Nice third shot drop. A drive back to Dinkin. Oh, and Louis made an unforced error, uncharacteristically, on running around a backhand dink and trying to do a forehand. Probably should have just done a backhand dink there. He was out of position. 9-7. Here we are. Again. Louis pulls the trigger too soon. The ball was below the net. He popped it up a little bit high, trying to surprise him, but Will and Andreas were ready for it and hit that strong volley right back. Now Will goes for an uncharacteristic winner right off the bat, and it is 10-7. It's side out again, 7-10. We got a good match going on here at the 19 plus age bracket, 4.5, highest skill level. Second server, 7-10-2. Oh, another unforced error. That's a freebie. So we're at 8-10. That's a short return. God, Anthony could have done anything with that ball. He elects to just drop it, which is never going to be a bad move. Again, Louis goes for a winning shot, and he just pushed it a little bit long. So it's 8-10. Ten 8-1. Unforced error on Will's part. It's 10-8-2. Both teams are getting a little sloppy right now. We're getting closer to the end of this match, and I don't know if they're getting a little tight or what, but they need to start focusing in a little bit more and try to cut down on the errors. Will takes a chance, and it works, and we go to 11-8. Inside out, drive to Louis' forehand, and we got another unforced error. Uncharacteristic. Had some sloppy points from both teams here the last few points. So we're at 11-8. Again, we're playing a game to 15, one game for the championship. That's a pretty shot. Louis was moving to the middle, and Andreas just did a little inside-out forehand volley behind Louis for a winner. So we should be second server, I believe. 8-11 second serve, I think. 8-11-2 should be, I believe. They're discussing it now. I'm not quite sure what the problem is. They're not quite sure what the score is or who the server is. It should be 8-11-2. Well, this is the one issue you have when you don't have a referee on the court. The English Open has determined they're not going to use referees. They probably don't have enough referees that are certified in the country yet. And typically the players are very good at keeping score and working without a referee. But sometimes you get into a long point and everybody forgets what the score was or forgets who the server was. But I think they've got it right now. I said it was 8-11-2, and that's what I just heard. So we're at 8-11-2. That's a nice cross-court dink. We got forehand to backhand now. Andreas to Anthony. We haven't seen a lot of those. He's got to show some patience. And again, Anthony just pulls the trigger too soon. They're down a point. They're down 3 points. They got to get back in the match. And he should have just stayed a little bit more patient. Just strategically, shot selection at the right time makes a huge difference in a game like this. When you've got two teams fairly equally skilled, one is just being a little bit more selective with their shots and not making nearly as many errors. So that's a couple of uncharacteristic errors on Anthony's part, and suddenly we're at 13-8 and 2 points away from the match. Wow, Will just took control of that point. Nice driving third shot. The ball popped up, and you could see the foot speed immediately poached over for a volley put away. That's the kind of thing that you can't teach. That's what foot speed and youth can do for you, folks. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so it's 14-8. We're at game point, and we are on the second serve. So the Brits got to get this point to get the ball back, and they do. It's an uncharacteristic, unforced error on Andreas. Well, they got to play smart here. They've got to play smart here. Got to play a little bit more defensive pickleball. Will and Andreas could take a little bit of a chance because they are up 6 points, but it can turn quickly in pickleball, very quickly. That's a deep return. The ball was out on the serve. Will played it, but his partner called it out. Correct, the ball was out. So, again, we're at match point, 14-8. And Will just, again, takes control of that point by driving the ball hard and coming across and poaching. So that's the match.